Good morning everybody. It's Monday the 28th of July? 27th? Can't remember. Either way, start of a brand new week. So you're going to follow me around as I do these gardens. First one today is this lovely one at the top of Bervie. I just love the view from here. It's stunning. Do what I usually do here, trim the edges, cut the grass, do all the verges. We finally had some rain the other night. Finally. It was probably a good few hours of rain, so everything's had a good soak. It's such a relief because so many lawns, so many customers were getting really dry, really crispy, really yellow and brown. So I'm hoping that this is going to kind of revive everything. And it looks like there's going to be quite a few showers this week. Today looks like it's going to be dry. It's nice and sunny just now. I'm going to get through as much of my customers today as I possibly can. I've also got to pay my self-assessment tax bill this week, which is fine. There's enough money in the bank to pay it. It's just always a bit of a kick in the teeth, you know, handing over a couple of grand to HMRC. And as we go through the week, I'll just show you what customers I'm doing. So you can watch me do this garden. Right, that's this first garden done. So everything's cut, done. Took a little bit longer than expected, but I think part of that is all this filming. So I'm going to go to the next one, which is just down the hill there, for a quick bit of weeding, and then continue around the day. I usually do this day pretty quickly, so I'm hoping that that continues today because I do not want to be running late, just in case it starts raining again. Right, this is garden number 3. Didn't record in garden number 2 because the customer was home. This one isn't, so I'll quickly show you this one. Getting this grass all cut. Hoe over the borders, trim around the edges. Clear up any weeds on the pavement and patio. And then head away. It's a nice little garden, good sun trap, but it is a bit of a pain having to come up the steps to get into it. But the lawn's recovering nicely. It went through a period where it wasn't cut for about 6 weeks, so it is greening up and looking a bit healthier, which is great. But next it'll be on to garden number 4, which is just around the corner from here. And then one more, and then I've got that 3 that are right next to each other, and then I'm in garden. So making good progress so far, probably about half an hour ahead of schedule. And this garden usually doesn't take too long, so probably get a little bit more ahead as well. So I reckon over the course of the next few gardens I'll probably get at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ahead of schedule. So that's always welcome on a Monday. It gives me more time to catch up on admin. Just come back to the house. I've just finished customer number 5. So I'm probably at least a solid hour ahead of schedule, which is nice. I'm going to quickly feed Benji and then have a little spot of light lunch, and then head back out and do the last 4 customers of the day. And yeah, hopefully get it done no problem. It's nice, sunny, dry, quite warm, nice little breeze, and everything's going very smoothly. So I'm happy so far with my Monday. Well, after getting a good hour ahead of schedule, I've spent that hour sitting in the house with Benji, getting a load of washing hung out, another load of washing put in, having my lunch, just basically sitting on my backside. So my 1 hour head start for the afternoon is now gone, but that also means I've had a chance to put my feet up. And the 4 customers that are left, I'll probably have them done in about 2 hours. So I can't complain that much. I should be finished by 3 o'clock, finished in time to come back and do Benji's evening meal. So yeah, not that bad. Well, that is the last customer of the day done. So it's just come 3 o'clock. So it's good. That's everybody done as expected. Now heading home. I'm gonna go cut my own grass because it's sorely needed, and then I'm gonna, I don't know, some admin or something. All in all, a good Monday. Everything done on time. I could probably do an extra 2 customers really on today's route. 2 kind of nice grass cuts. And the thing as well is like getting customers with good access, nice, easy gardens to cut, because some gardens around here are terraced and up steps or steeply sloped. Well, that's my grass cut. That's the first time it's been cut in about 5 or 6 weeks now. So I've just taken that pretty low, second lowest setting the mower goes to. My hope is that that'll have recovered a good bit from all the rain, because I gave it a good water and then we had a good bit of rain. So I'm hoping this will be enough. I'll get the hose on it again tonight, and then I'll maybe give it a 4-in-1 weed and feed, just to give the grass a boost and knock back any of the kind of weeds, clover and stuff that's in there. There's not that much, it's pretty good. The grass itself has never grown very strongly, but I think that's more to do with the fact that it's on like really heavy clay soil, and then you've only got about 1.5 foot of soil before you hit this solid clay seam. So I think all things considered the grass does okay. But yeah, if you dig a hole in the middle of winter, it just fills up with water, so it just sits here. So my plan is to basically build terraced beds all the way along here, and then fill that with a better quality of soil and fill it with plants which will provide a year-round seasonal kind of interest, but also kind of suck up the water and break up that heavy clay soil. Hopefully lots of compost and organic matter will help improve it as well. I've started on this side, didn't build a raised bed, I just put down cardboard and sort of 3 inches of compost and then planted into it, digging holes for the deeper kind of rooted plants that like these Amelanchier. I'm pretty positive that it's gonna come good. This has only been in for a few months and it's performing pretty well, especially considering we had 5 weeks of no rain and I didn't give them loads of water from the hose, just out of laziness really, and also to try and force them to put their roots out into the soil. So that's performing pretty well. So this kind of gives you a taste of what the rest of this is going to look like in time. But I want a dense planting scheme that looks good year round. So a lot of evergreen stuff is going to have to go in and hopefully make it more usable. So yeah, it's coming together. A labour of love. One of those projects that will just be chipped away at over time as I can afford to do it and I can't be bothered to do it. But yeah, just cut that grass so it looks much better. And I think I'll show the grass at the front as well. So that's the grass at the front. I put down some blood fish and bone fertiliser to try and give it a natural boost. That's been cut on the second lowest setting as well. That little hedge at the side there is box hedging, which the neighbours planted, and that's not really filled in or done very well, so I've proposed swapping it out for something else. And this border here at the front, you've got verbena, you've got a David Austin rose, Roald Dahl, you've got some Stipa tenissima and lavender. It's all looking there. Morning everyone, it's Tuesday the 29th in July. Just taking Benji out for his morning constitutional. He has an upset stomach, so I was late in going to bed because he needed to go out. Stephen was woken up at like 1 in the morning because he needed to go out. I'm pretty sure he went out again this morning in the garden. So I've got some surprises to sort. And then he was kind of not really interested in his breakfast this morning, so I'm taking him out now. I don't actually have any jobs booked for today. There's things I could go do, but you know, right now it's raining. It's a pretty dreary, miserable start. And I think that's going to be like that until about lunchtime. So I don't know, I might take advantage of the wet morning to do some admin and get caught up on things. I've got last week's YouTube video to edit, and see where the day takes me. Because I think I've been a bit spoiled, 5 weeks of sun now, a little bit of rain. I'm like, oh, rained off. But there is other things I could be doing. So, a bit of a lesson to try and fill the diary with things that you can do whatever the weather. Anyway, I'm gonna take care of Benji. After I'd taken him out, I went away up to Blackburn to pick up a couple of metal kind of garden sculptures made from like the metal bands and old whiskey barrels, and they're really nice. I've bought from this lady before, and I'm sure I'll buy more for this garden in the future. But when I came back, poor Bench is obviously not well. He has been unwell on the carpet to the living room, which I've had to clean, and since coming home I've had to take him out for another short stroll to do his business. So I haven't left the house today to do any work because I'm worried that if I do, he is gonna do something on the carpet again. But staying close to home today and ready to take him out for strolls so he can make himself feel better. Last night I had to stay up late before going to bed because he kept wanting out, and there was a frog at the back door just chilling on the patio. So I wonder if they hide under the shed or something and hibernate there, make a den for themselves there. But I scooped it up in a tub and put it in the new border at the side, so it can burrow into the compost there and hunt for slugs and snails and amongst the plants, and get a bit of shelter from owls and birds that might try and scoop it up and eat it. I've also kind of sort of revisited part of my plan for the garden, so I think I'll maybe do a little video separately on my garden design and how I'm approaching it, and kind of starting a garden from scratch, which could be useful for anyone watching these videos. Good morning, everybody. Wednesday the 29th of July. Starting another day, Wednesday. Didn't do anything of value yesterday because Benji wasn't well. Also, probably a little bit nice to think that you're getting a sort of cheeky day off, even though I've just had a long weekend, so a bit unjustified. I'm going to go out and try and do as many people this morning as possible. I think I've got 7 customers today, and hopefully get round everybody. A few of the gardens are quite small and don't take very long, but you know what, like it. We'll just see what happens with weather, if it plays ball. I'm starting over the Lawrence Kirk Auchenblay way because if it's going to get wet, they tend to get it first, being at the bottom of the foothills, kind of into the Cairngorms. So do them first, then come back out to the coast and do the last kind of 3 customers out here. And yeah, hopefully whip around everything pretty quickly. So you can see a quick fire montage of today's gardens, and then also probably the moment when it starts to get soaking wet. Just did customer number 3. She's lovely, but my goodness, what a blether. Really nice, but customer number 3 does like a good news. So that's probably an extra 15 minutes just doing that. I'm about half an hour ahead of schedule. I'm gonna do this next garden because out here in Auchenblay there's some awful dark clouds coming over the hills. So I'm going to try and get these customers done and move on to Carterline and Bervie in the hopes that I can avoid the worst of the rain. Right, that is customers number 3 and 4 done. I'm leaving Auchenblay now, which is good because there's this really dark cloud coming over from Drumtochty, which is kind of just at the bottom of the foothills of the Cairngorms. You know, behind here you've got the road up to the Cairnamount, which kind of takes you over the first of the big hills, and then if you continue, that takes you on the back road to Taboyne, and then you're into the Cairngorms and kind of Royal Deeside. So it is pretty sketchy here in terms of weather. You always get a bit more coming off the hills than you do on the coast in Bervie. Next stop is probably going to be Bervie. I've got 3 customers left to do. 2 are grass cuts and 1 is strimming, and the strimming one is out by Carterline. So I think I might do the 2 grass cuts in Bervie first, because if the rain does come in the afternoon, I would rather be strimming than mowing the grass. However, one of these customers, his lawn's been really dry, so I don't know if he'll want me to cut it. But he hasn't gotten in touch to say anything about not coming, and we've had a few days of rain, so I'll go do the 2 Bervie cuts, then I'll finish up with the strimming, and hopefully that will make for an easy end to an easy day. That's me done for the day. I got everything done apart from there was one customer who his grass had been looking really dry and he's quite lawn proud. So I suggested that we skip this visit and come back in 2 weeks. As I said to him, you know, skipping a cut isn't going to do the grass any harm, especially when it's been so dry. We're getting rain again, so hopefully it'll green up. I suggested to him, keep watering the grass, hopefully we'll get good reliable rain, and then we can cut it again next time. But right now, I think we'll skip it. But probably for the best, because it looks like we might be about to get another shower. So I'm going to do a little project in my garden. As you can see, when I did this border, I just got cardboard and laid it directly on top of the soil. And that helped to kill the grass underneath, mostly, and then built up a good kind of 3 inches of compost on top. But Stephen doesn't like this rough edge, so I'm going to dig a straight edge along here with a half moon edge now in. And I'm going to use the half moon, spade, that big heavy wooden board to get a straight edge all the way up here. And then I'm going to take some leftover cardboard and just make this a little bit wider and cover it with some more compost, and hopefully get a nice neat edge. But it's just starting to rain, so maybe that'll get put on hold. The farmer has obviously also started spraying silage because you can smell it. So I've marked this edge with the half moon, and then what I'll do is I'll dig out a second line so I can sort of make a drop. This isn't perfectly straight, but that doesn't matter because this will not be the final edge of the border. The long-term plan is to make a raised border along the back of this fence, filled with plants, and then create a new terrace here, which will be the new lawn. It'll be flat. And then along the bottom of here will be another border that'll be kind of similar to this, all just sort of planted on top of the grass. So that is the plan. But you can see there's a mix of things starting to come out. We've got echinacea, there's scabious and heuchera, and this verbena is doing really well, full of colour, along with the lupins and the stachys. I didn't actually buy rose campion, but in my frenzy at the garden centre I picked up by mistake. I thought it was 3 stachys, but one of them is rose campion. Not the end of the world, because I think the colour kind of complements the stachys. So, and we'll see kind of which fares better over time. So now I'm going to dig out this second bit of the edge and then put down some cardboard and compost. Like a big Colin the caterpillar. Doesn't normally come out that easily when I do it. Right, that is that channel dug out. So once that edge has been lipped over with cardboard and compost, it'll create kind of a nice, relatively straight edge, which can easily be trimmed and maintained going forward. As I say, this won't be the final edge of this border, but you can kind of see the heaviness of the clay soil. You could easily roll that into a ball. The roots are kind of a good 2-3 inches, which is kind of encouraging because the grass has always performed quite poorly here. Well, the year that we've been in over winter looks quite bad, so I'm hoping that by adding a few inches of compost 2 or 3 times a year over the course of a few years, I think it's going to really improve the quality of the soil and better drainage. So, just starting to rain again. We'll get the cardboard put down and the compost so that you can see the finished article. Right, I'll record this quickly because it's raining, but you can see that nice neat edge now. So that'll be nice and easy to trim and mow along. And it's filled with compost, cardboard's all covered, and then the spare compost I've just kind of chucked in amongst the rest of the plants in the borders to try and give them a bit of a boost. But now it is raining, so that's going to get a good soak. I'm going to go hide inside. God, that's done. Always nice to tick something off the list in the garden. Oof, I think I need a wee bit of a shower now. But yeah, that was Wednesday. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you tomorrow. Happy Thursday. Much brighter day today. Looks like it's going to stay sunny. Just finished Benji's walk and about to head off down to Gammy's and pick up the big mower, which is now fixed. And I'll just show you the border. Look at how nice and neat that looks. Got well watered in last night. So I think I'll be probably starting the next bit of this soon. But first of all, I've got to have enough money in the bank to do it, to buy all the plants and the compost and whatever. So it won't be happening straight away, Yeah, so plan today is go pick up that big mower from Forfar and then come up and do a one-off cut for a customer that's away on holiday, and then go into Stoney to do some weeding, and then a couple of quote visits and heading out to Aboyne to pick up a couple of trellises that I had made for the garden, because I want to cover one of the fences with climbers like star jasmine and clematis, just to provide kind of a screen for people not to be able to see through the fence because there's those kind of gaps through the slats. And then also just a bit of a windbreak and some seasonal colour, beautiful scented flowers as well, so that it's a nice area to sit when we do that as well. So that is the plan for today. You can watch me at the first garden. I probably won't bother recording the cabbages. See you there. Right, that's me just come down to Forfar and picked up my mower, and just had a completely chance encounter at the reception whilst I was waiting for my mower. There was a guy kind of came in behind me and he asked me, oh, you know, how's the Eagle mowers and all the rest of it, so we were chatting about that, and he was saying that he took over his dad's gardening business but he's trying to get out of it, so I think he's kind of hoping to get out of the regular garden maintenance kind of stuff at the end of this season and focus on landscaping. And so, you know, just yapping away, and then when I was kind of outside loading the mower into the van, he came over and caught me again and basically asked would I be looking to take on any regular maintenance customers. So I explained, you know, I stay up in Inverbervie, wouldn't really be looking to take people on down here, not unless it was like a full day of garden maintenance or something, you know, to justify coming all this way. And I did say to him, you know, I was thinking of taking somebody on next year, but again, you need to make sure that you've got enough work to take people on, because he now lives down by Glasgow and he's driving all the way up here 3 days a week to do his dad's old customers, you know, people that he's been serving for like 8 years or something. So I gave him one of my leaflets and said, you know, when you've got time, feel free to send me an email, we can have a conversation about it. Because he's not really planning on stopping before the end of this season, because he feels bad on, you know, stopping servicing these customers they've had for a long time. But he said, you know, like if he had details for somebody that he could kind of pass them on to, then, you know, that would make him feel like he can get out of it. So completely chance encounter, potentially leading to 3 days of customers in the kind of Forfar Kirriemuir area, and that could justify employing someone next year. That's an exciting opportunity as a chance encounter with somebody. Just goes to show you, talking to people and putting it out there a little bit is always worth it. Don't just turn your nose up to a stranger because when they say hello or whatever. And that was just him asking about the mower and me probably blethering on a bit too much. And he's come out and asked me basically if I want to take on his customers. So I could double my business. So I gave him a leaflet. He told me his name, John, but he didn't actually tell me the name of his business. And the van thing that he was in wasn't sign written. So I have no idea what his name of his business is. We'll see if anything comes of that. Right, this is today's customer. It's a one-off grass cut for a guy that's on holiday. So it's quite a big bit of ground around the steading. So strimming around all the edges, around the base of all these trees, and then there's also a veg patch through here that I'm going to be cutting, just because of the paths and stuff like that, keeping it open. It's a lovely garden. It's a very nice kind of country style steading garden. So I'll be cutting all this. I think I'm going to try and just do mulch cut with the Ego 76cm mower. Finally got that back today from Gammies, so I'm going to use that, and I think that's going to make a really good job of this. So I'm hoping this won't take too long, and then I'll be able to go on to the next one. Right, that is this customer's grass done. As you can see, big area of lawn, all cut. Just been done on a mulch cut, which saves a lot of time. That's taken about an hour and 20 minutes. There's another little area down behind those trees by the entrance to the drive. And I've done the little paths in the veg patch behind that hedge. And just a little wee patch there at the back that needs to be done as well. So that's good. So gonna head back for Benji and then head up to Stoney and do a weeding job, which hopefully won't take too long. And then once that is done, I will be doing a couple of quote visits and picking up those trellises from a blind. So far, so good today. Well, it is Friday, everybody. I'm going to Aberdeen now for the first customer. I'm starting quite a bit later than I should because Stephen's away today, so I have to take Benji out. He should be back in time for Benji's lunch, so I won't have to worry about that at least. But yeah, I'm starting the day on the back foot. There's 2 customers that have emailed to say their grass is really dry, so they don't need it cut. So I'll catch up on the time, that won't be a problem. But yeah, always a bit unwelcome to feel like you're starting the day late, especially on a Friday. Either way, it doesn't matter. So, and I think I'll also stop in at B&Q and get a couple more of those plants that I got yesterday, because that Rudbeckia, I wouldn't normally have picked such a shock of yellow, but that little bit at the front of the border, I think it just lifts it. It lifts the colour scheme, because before it was quite blue and purple heavy and green. So it was a calm colour scheme, but the Rudbeckia, that little bit of yellow at the front, I think it just pops and kind of makes it a little bit more lively. So I think I might get another pair of them to go up the right hand side if you're looking at it from the house. The colour is lovely, it's a nice form, it's quite a short variety. It's only going to be maybe a couple of feet. Some Rudbeckia can get quite tall, like Rudbeckia Goldstrum or Black-Eyed Susan, which is quite well-known and well-used variety, can get to a good kind of 4 or 5 feet in height. So that's not going to be appropriate for everything. So today's plan is go up to Aberdeen, stop in at B&Q very quickly to buy a couple of those plants and some weed killer, go to the first customer, and then coming back down, stopping in for a quick job in Portlethen, and then one in Chapelton, and then the last of the customers are in Stonehaven. And there's only going to be 1 or 2 in Stoney today because 2 of them don't need their grass cut because it's so dry. And then there's 1 person in Bervie who I just do the odd thing for every now and again. She's gotten in touch and asked me to cut her grass as a one-off because she's too busy, so I'll do that this afternoon. I've just finished the customer in Aberdeen. I also swung in by B&Q and got some weed killer and some plants for the garden. Woohoo! I'm on to my next customer now in Portlethen. I didn't film anything at the first customer, partly because I was in a wee bit of a rush to catch up, and also because he's often home. They do have cameras, and it just looks a bit naff, if your gardener's turning up late and then spending time filming himself. So right, that's that job finished. I really like doing jobs in Chapelton. I think it's a lovely development, but it's all sort of made to look like older houses than they actually are. So I don't really want to move away from Inverbervie, but if I ever did and we wanted to live closer to Aberdeen, I would definitely consider Chapelton. I think it's lovely. So now I'm going to make my way to Stonehaven. I only have one customer in Stonehaven today, which is a bit disappointing in the sense that I'm not going to be making more money, but it's nice because I get an easy Friday. Well, I feel like I didn't do a very good job of recording all the gardens this week, and I think it definitely fell by the wayside on Friday. Some days you can just do what you can, and I think setting up a camera every time you go somewhere, pulling it out and walking around with it like this, it can feel a little bit like you're sticking it like a sore thumb. And if people are in their houses, they're out in the garden or whatever when you're there, it's pretty awkward kind of doing it, and I'm pretty new to it, so I kind of struggled this week to film all the gardens and kind of put together a complete video for you. And I think there's quite a few bits where I rambled, probably like this as well. So it's Sunday just now, I'm just finishing editing this video, get ready to put on YouTube, and then maybe put a bit more thought into what I'm going to be doing next week, and maybe tell a bit more of a story for you, because the kind of weekly follow me along vlogs, I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of variety kind of week to week during the maintenance season. During the winter, I think you get a lot more one-off projects, so you probably see a bit more stuff that might be a bit more interesting, although you will get to see me suffer and cry in the rain. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, such as it was, and I hope you've enjoyed your own week. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment below, even if it's hate mail. I'll take the hate mail. Just give me the engagement. It boosts the video. Thank you and goodbye.